Welcome back. In this video, we are going to look at how to create this beautiful pricing page where we are going to practice how to use multi-condition rendering in Next.js 13. So this is what you're going to build in this video. Okay, if I zoom in very well, you look, this is a familiar pricing page. If you have moved around very many websites, you will see that they normally have this kind of pricing page whereby they have this monthly and annual pricing plans, and then here they have their packages. Okay, so we are going to use Next.js to build this component, and what we want is that if someone clicks on monthly, it should show monthly prices, and when someone clicks on annual, it should show annual prices. Okay, so that is what we want to show here in this video. Okay, so let's just jump in and start. So I have created already a Next.js 13 project, and there is nothing much I have done. I have these files generated for me. I just edited the home page. Okay, I just edited the home page, and I have this this main with this word main home page, and then in CSS I simply added this background. So this is how the page looks. And if you're wondering where how I made this linear gradient, it is this one in linear gradient, and I want to share with you this tool which creates really beautiful you can search for beautiful backgrounds. If you have problems with choosing colors, okay, if you have any problem choosing colors, just go to this colorkit.co stock gradients, and now you can actually come here and choose any background, and you look at the colors they use to make up that gradient, and then you can use it. I like it and I use it every time. So I used this one here. So you can just pick any you want, and then we move on. So right now we have nothing here, and we're just going to start working to build something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the main page. I first give it some things. So if you just look at this pricing page, we have this top part. Okay, we have this part which has the title pricing. It has this and has this. So we can just say 1, 2, 3. These ones we can put them in the same div, and we can just call them the header, and then this one is actually the pricing section. Okay, so let me just go here, and in this main, I'm just going to put two things. The header, so I'm just going to say just going to create section, and this one I'm just going to give it section, and this one is class name. You can just call it actually just like a header, I don't know, whatever just is easier for you. You can just say section, and let's just say class name, let's just say header. Okay, and then down here we can have the another section. Okay, section, and this one we can give it a class name of pricing section. It is the one that is having all these pricing plans, the pricing packages. Okay, so in the header we have three things. We have the title which says pricing. So I'm just going to go here in the header, and I say h2, and I just say pricing. pricing, and then down I'm just going to put a paragraph which says sign up in less than 30 seconds, try out 7-day risk-free trial. Just going to write a p tag here. Sign up in less than 30 seconds. Okay, sign up in less than 30 seconds. Try out our 7-day risk-free trial. Try out our 7-day risk-free trial. Okay, just trying to get the way it is. Upgrade anytime, no questions, no hassle. Upgrade is upgrade what? Upgrade at any time. Upgrade at any time, no questions, no hassle. Okay, so that is the statement. And then finally we have the buttons, the monthly and annually. So after that we have the buttons. Okay, and then we have button. Okay, and the first one is saying monthly, and then the second one is, just duplicate this one, and then this is annually. I don't know if that is the spelling. Annually is double N. Okay, that is it. So we have the gray one. So this one I can just say class, and this one I can call it monthly BTN. Okay, and then this one I can call it annually BTN. We're going to use these ones to style them. Okay, so that is it. Now I can first style that section before moving on to another section. If I just go up here, you can see I have them there. Okay, so let me close up this. So I have this. This is how it is looking up right now. So if you look at the design, everything is in the center first of all. So I'm first going to go to this page. I'm just going to target main, the main tag, and I'm just going to apply padding on this. So top and bottom, let's try 3 rem, and on the sides, let's try let's also leave it 3, and let's see. Yep, that is a significant amount. And now on the, for the part of, let me just first do this. So here in this section header, I'm just going to target header. Okay, so section, I'm just going to have header here, display flex, justify, content center, align, items center, not baseline but center. Okay, and just going to say flex direction to be column, and let me just give gap of 2 rem. Okay, and with that, let's see what we have. Okay, so yeah, this is looking great. And let's give this, the header, let's give it a max width. So just give a max width like of 600 pixels, and you see how it looks like. When you look at that, okay. And let's make sure this one has margin 0 auto. Okay, and it can help us shift it back in the center here. Okay, so that one looks great. Let's first see. And then everything is in the center. I'm just going to try text align. So text align center. Okay, this can help us to center this text here. And let's see, at any time, no queries, no what. Okay, that is seems to be okay, and that gap also looks to be much. Maybe let's try 1.5. Okay, that one looks okay. Now let's work on the buttons. Okay, let's work on the buttons monthly, and annually. So let's first go and work on the buttons. So I'm just going to first target the button, give it some padding, top and bottom maybe 1 rem, and on the side is 3 rem. Let's look at how big that one is. Okay, it looks like it is okay. Okay, let's take the border off, border none, and of course let's give them cursor pointer right away. Cursor pointer. Okay, yep, seems now they look fine. So let's do text transform. So text transform uppercase. Okay, text transform uppercase. We'll make sure that they're in caps. Okay, so right now they look the same. So this monthly one, we are going to give it this green. Okay, this monthly one, we are going to give it the green. Now you can just see, now I have this annually. So they just come here and we say copy this. We have this monthly BTN. Okay, just like so. And let's say background color is this green. Let me just try to improve this, maybe this green. I don't know if I can get it right, but we'll just move with whatever it will look like. And the color is white. Color is white. Let's first look at that. Yeah, and that one looks okay. Let's give them the border radius. It looks like they have the border radius only at the ends. Okay, so you could just give this one border left, border top left, that is border top, border top left radius. They just say 10 pixels. And I'm just going also to say border bottom left, and let's just say 10 pixels. And for the annual, just going to duplicate this, and I'll put here annually BTN. It has only, we're going to change the radius, border top right, and here bottom right. Okay, and that should give us a nice look. Okay, just like that. Maybe 10 pixels too much, let's try 5 pixels. So I'm just going here, Control D, Control D, Control D, 5 pixels. It will not might be much better. Yeah, that is really much better. So already we have our we have our top part done. Okay, we have our top part done, and I feel like this color, if you want to change it, you can still change it from here. I feel like it is really more bright. I don't know, it is towards that side. Okay, yeah, that one looks much better to this. So let's work on this part down, the pricing sections, and we haven't done anything to do with state. Right now, I always try to focus on the UI, and you also try to do the same. Okay, try to do the same. Focus onto the UI. That is always really great. Okay, so now down here we are going to go on to make this UI, and this is the section down here, this pricing section, and the pricing section is having these they are called like the pricing, the packages. So we have the free, small business, recommended, blah blah, all that. So just say I'm just going to create a component for that. I'm just going to create the component of I'm just going to create a component for that. So I'm just going to go to here in the app, or you can just come here outside and just create a new folder, call it components. Okay, components. Okay, so in the components, I'm just going to call a package.jsx, just like that, and I say RFC. Okay, and I can remove this React. Okay, so this is my package, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to start with, so it has if you look at it, it has a padding and it has background color of white. So let's see, it has some stuff here. It has a package name, package price. So let's just give here a class of package. Okay, and then here inside the package we can have 1, 2, 3, 4 things. It has a title, a package name. I'm just going to call it H4, and this one is going to be package name class package name, and this one I'm just going to say free. Okay, I'm just going to say free. Then down here it has the package price. So if I just say maybe H3, $49 per month, so it is $, and I'm just going to put 49 stroke per month, and then this 49, let's put it in a span, and just put it in a span. Okay, just 49, and I'm just going to give it a price. Okay, and that's cool. And then we have this list. These are like the features, package features. So I have the features. Okay, so down here I'm just going to have the features, div. I'm just going to say features, and then here I have the item. Just call them p tags, and the first feature, let's say we are using like Rorem, I guess Rorem 4. We get so I'm just going to duplicate. I'm going to duplicate this 3 times. Okay. Yep, and then you have the button. So just come here and down you have the button, and it says sign up today. Sign up today, just like that. And we can just call this one, give it a class also, and we can give it a class of package button is a package button. Okay, that is great. That is great. And yep, so we haven't brought it in this side, so we can just come to the here and down inside. So let's just say price packages. Let me just name this one to be price packages. It makes sense. And then inside here I'm just going to bring in my component, which is package. Okay, at components, just like that. Down here give it a closing, and yes, you can see now. We'll see it in a second, and it is here. Okay, so we are going to style it. Okay, we are going to style it, and let's start with the class. Okay, let's start here with this package. Just copy this into styles. Okay, you can just go ahead and use SAS. I might not use it because it's a very small tiny project. So package, this package, I want to give it a background color of white. Okay, background color of white, and let's give it also padding. So top and bottom is much bigger. Okay, top and bottom. Let's just say here padding on top, let's give it 1.5 rem, and on the sides let's give it maybe 8 rem. Let's first look at that. Just say here we give it 1.5, and on top we give it 2.5. Maybe this one will be much better. Yeah, that one looks much better. Okay, then next let's give it a flex. Okay, display flex, align item center, and justify content center, and flex direction column. Okay, they just see now they are this side. Okay, that is great. And let's give a gap of 1 rem. Maybe would be given 1.5 maybe. Yeah, that one looks okay. Now they are inside, these packages are inside these pricing packages, which is their container, and we can make many of them. So right now let me simply imitate the how many. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4. So I just imitate those 4 here. 2, 3, 4 of them. Okay, so by default they will all go down like this. Let's first put them in the flex. So I just get this pricing package here, and go to global.scss and just say pricing packages, and inside the pricing packages, let's say display flex, as simple as that. And yep, okay, and they are separated, so we can give it a box shadow. Just here, and they say 93. If you don't have this link, maybe for the box shadows, I will leave it in the description. I also have this thing, this one I normally use for box shadows. It has really beautiful box shadows. Okay, so you can just come here and you can choose any you like. Let's just choose the one that looks much minimal, I guess. I don't know, we can just pick which one. Maybe we pick this one or this one, which looks like it has a small border on it. Let's first give it a package here. So this is the package, and let's give it that box shadow, and we see how it looks like. Okay, so that one looks, I think it is okay. And let's also give this one packages, this here, let's give it margin 0 auto. Okay, just like to put this, shift this, I guess, in the center. And we would have done that one actually using the main. We could just shift everything in the center using the main, I guess. This here, you can just say display flex direction column, and let's say justify content center, and let's say also align items center, and this will ensure that all these things they keep in the center, just like that. And for this this section, let's give it a padding, more especially this pricing packages. Let's give it padding, top and bottom, let's give it about 4 em, and on the sides we can give it 0 since we would have padding. Okay, so yeah, that looks really fine. Okay, the design looks it is fine. Okay, the design looks like it is really fine. So right now the only thing I want to put is this check mark. So you can see they have this check mark, a blue check mark. So I'm just going to come here, and you can just come and add React icons. Okay, or if you wanted, we could use, since there's only one icon, we can just simply use not flat icon but hero. We could just use hero icons. So just come to hero icons here, since there's only one. So just put check, and you see we have this checked one here, which is in a circle. And you can copy the one which says there's SVG and JSX. Just copy the one that says JSX, and then just simply come to the package, and you just simply come here to where this one is, and we can put an icon if you wanted. Okay, you can just simply put it there, just like that. This one, they just first save to, so you have this. Okay, this is the icon, and then you have this one. So we could put this one into a span. Okay, can just put into that a span, and let me just duplicate this, copy that, put here, and press Alt, press also here. Yep, so just something like that. Save. Okay, and if we check now, they must be having the check boxes, which looks very terrible. So I'm just going to go to features. I will target these features in my CSS. So down here you do features, and in the features I want to target the p tag. Okay, or you could just even give it since they are on a SVG, first of all I can just target SVG. Okay, and let's give them width of 30 pixels, height of 30 pixels. Okay, just like that. And that one looks, I think, so much. Let's keep it 20. Let's keep it 20 here, and we see. Yeah, I think 20 is much better. Now what we need to do is to say features dot features, and we select a p, we give it a display flex, and most especially align items center, just to make sure that they're just aligned very well, just like that. And we can just give a small gap, I think of about 5 pixels. 5 pixels. Okay, yeah, that one looks great. And then we can give the color. So to this, to the SVG, let me first copy my green color somewhere, this one, just to make it uniform here. Color, and let's put it there, and we'll see if it is going to change. Okay, so it changes, and that is it. So I just also on this package we have to style the price. So I'm just going to say dot price. Okay, and let's just say font size maybe 3 rem, and then font weight we can give it border or bold, whatever. Let's see. Okay, that one looks great. Yep, that one looks really great. We are imitating this, only that we can just reduce the intensity of the color, and this one we can make it even 3.3, and then we can give color. We can just get it from black, but then we can just change its intensity just a little bit, just like there, somehow more lighter or something like that. Can go ahead and even make it more light. Okay, yeah, so that one is great. So we have our pricing done. So what we can do is now making this active. There is one which is active. Okay, there is one which is active, and we can send the data here. You see there is this stuff you are seeing here, these ones. Okay, we can just send them. We can just send them into this package. So for each package it needs, for instance, a package needs a title, it needs a price, it needs features, just only that. 1, 2, 3. It needs 3 things. Okay, it needs a title, so you just give it as a prop, and I can first give the first one as free. And what else does it need? It needs a price. The first one is 49, so say price, and we can just say 49. Okay, and then it also needs an array of features, and instead we could give this as data. Okay, we can give this as maybe data, and is equal to so that we destructure it from there. So data, so this data should contain, instead of giving it, destructuring it from here, This data, really what it should contain three things. This data here we are sending onto this package. So when we send it to this package, I want us to receive it. We could just say this one as package data, package data. So I want to receive this data on the other side, on this package here. So just come here and receive this data. And on this data, what should be there is going to be, we can destructure it. We say const, and from this data, we can get title. So there should be a title in that data. There should be price, and then there should be features. Okay, which is equal to data. Now there is one we are going to add here. Okay, we are going to add recommended. Okay, we can just add also recommended. If this is in fact, we can just say here is recommended is going to be a boolean. Is recommended, is this package recommended or not? So the fact that in the leave alone this error, will fix it. The fact we have this recommended feature here, we have this recommended here. For each monthly or annual, there is this recommended, and we're just going to work on that. We have here say package data is not defined. Okay, for now what we are going to do is consume this. So for here, we want to have a title. Okay, and then here we want to have a price. Okay, down here, and then this one also is going to be also changing per month, or we could even leave it, we just change the price per month, just like that, any you want. And then this one is going to be features, and we can already go through them. So this is going to be an array. The features must be an array, and I'm just going to loop through them. So simply come here and loop through them. I'm just going to cut this, and I put this, and I say features dot map. Okay, and then I access a feature. Okay, I access a feature and this, and then just come down here, return, and we are returning this. Okay, we are returning this, and I'm just going to give here first of all a key, and this key is going to be equal to I. This I is always meaning the index of this feature in this array. So then here we have the feature itself. Here, this is the feature, just like that. So the data this side, we have consumed it, and now the only thing is to make sure we just get this data here. You get, we are going to have a title, price, features, and you can see, you just predict this data, how it is going to look like according to how you have your design. Okay, according to how you have your design, that's where you get the data from. Okay, so let's just go ahead and are saying package.data is not defined. So the first thing, let's go and define the data. Okay, for the packages. So I'm just going to go here and I create something else called data. You can just call it pricing data or anything. Let me just say data.js, and inside I'm just going to say export const. Let me just start with, for instance, a monthly package. So you can just say monthly package here. Okay, a monthly package data, I'm just going to bring it here. So monthly package is going to be an object. Okay, Let me first see monthly package. It has, if you look at the design, so this monthly package is actually an array which is having these packages. Okay, so you can just come here and make it an array. It cannot be an object since it has the packages. It's going to be an array, and in this array we have a single package. Okay, we have a packages here, and for each package we want a title. Okay, for each package we want a title, and this one is free. The first one is free, like this. Then we want a price and also features. So want have price, and the first one is 49, and then we have features, and the features is an array. Okay, and we can just come here and we put rorem. Yes, we could generate rorem here. I don't know if it can work. Let me just first generate some rorem. Let me just put this is a package. This is a nice feature. Okay, just like that. Okay, and they are supposed to be 3 of them. Nice feature 1. Let me just put 1 here, and they are supposed to be 3 features. Just copy this, put a comma, paste it, put a comma, paste it. So this is feature 3, and then this is feature 2. Okay, so this is how the package is supposed to look like. It has a title, it has a price, and then it has also is recommended. Okay, so you can just put down here the last one is recommended. Is recommended, and I'm just going to set it to false. Okay, I'm going to set it to false, because if you check here it is not recommended. Okay, that is looking great. And there's one thing I've remembered. Let's first work on this. We just work on that. So I'm just going to put more packages. There are 4 of them, so just copy. So I put 2, 3, 4. So they just change the names and the pricings. So 99, small business. Second one is called small business, and the price is 99, and the features we can just leave it. Is recommended, no. So the third one is professional, 219, and this is professional. Okay, professional. I don't know if the word professional has double single F. Okay, and then is recommended, true. So this one is recommended. And then lastly we have the enterprise 419. Enterprise, and it is 419, and is recommended false. So these are just like the packages in the monthly. This is the monthly pricing, and actually just say wait, monthly pricing. Okay, monthly pricing, and we export it so that we can use it in any other place, like where we are going to use it in a page. So just copy this, okay, and paste it here down. It has the same packages, but this is the annual pricing. Now this pricing has the same packages but with reduced prices. Okay, you find if you just paid, you pay for each month. If you pay, they'll give you a discount, and you'll find per month they are giving you a very great discount. Okay, they give you a discount depending on each month. So if you pay, maybe here they're going to give you 39. Okay, let's just remove maybe divide. We can divide by what? I don't know, but let's just change the prices. For this one, let's just make it that. Let's make it 19. It was what? 30 what? 49. Let's just make it 39. Okay, and it remains free, but what changes is the price. The features, they might remain, they are the same. Here, let's say 79. And the recommended one, let's just say it is 119. Why not? We just remove like that, and this one we make it 319. Okay, so just like we have reduced the prices, and that's the only thing we have done, and that's what is changing only in this, the monthly pricing. Okay, so we have these two data, and I'm just going to come and I import them in the page. So inside the page, I'm just going to come here and I bring these packages. So for instance, here on now, remember these data here, they are having all packages for all these ones. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to first remove all these ones. Okay, these ones, we need only one package. Okay, and I'm just going to see here monthly pricing, and you can see they suggest I import it from data. So click on it. So this one is which is having our data. I'm just going to map through it, and if you're not sure if it has worked, you can first always try to, you can first come here and try to console it. So since we have it on top here, you can just come here and you see console.log. Okay, you can console.log monthly pricing if you are not sure the data is there. Here I will get the data in the console. Just simply save, and you will see that I have all my data here in the console. Okay, I have all my data in the console here. So I have the data. So I'll just go ahead, and it is an array. That's why I want to loop through it and I give a package. So inside here, the pricing packages, we have the data of the array for all packages, and we have a component for a single package. So what I will just do is I will loop through. I'll say monthly pricing dot map. So this is an array I'm mapping through, and in this I will get access to the pricing, or I'll have access to a package. Okay, I'll have access to a package, and I'm just going to do something like this, and we also have the index. So just here, and let's return a package. Okay, just here we have we return a package, and let's see. Okay, so we return a package, and then here on this package we are giving data, and which is going to be this package here. Just gives it where there is data. Remember, this is the data, this package is the data. Okay, or the word package is a reserved keyword. Okay, let's create package data. Okay, package data, and even here package data. Okay, just like that. So we are giving out that data, and then we have also the key. So don't forget to give the key, which is I. This I means index. It means the index of this package within this array. So pricing is this. I don't know, most people try to mess up with the map. I don't know why. Look at the map very well. So you put .map, and map takes in a function. So this is an arrow function I'm having here, and the most problem comes from this word return. Most people forget this, and they simply put an arrow, they put this curly brackets, and then they forget to put this keyword return. So be careful on this point here. Just always make sure you have this return keyword, and then you have your component that you have done. just like this. And you can see we are sending the data there. Okay, we are sending the data. So with this, we should be able to go back, and everything must be working. And you can see it is working very, very nicely, because the data we are sending this side, this one, we send it into the package, and the package gets to get the title, the recommended, everything is within this data, and it gets them to put on here. So let's first create here the class of recommended. Okay, I want to go, and for this package, I want to put a class for recommended. Okay, I want to put a recommended tag, and I'm just going to come here on this package and add the word recommended, just like this. Okay, now when we have, I'm just going to come here and duplicate. What am I going to duplicate? I will duplicate this section, but yes, I want to add the class of recommended, and we see what changes. So the class of recommended, first of all, it has a border. So what we're going to change is it has a border of green. That is the first thing. I'm just going to come here. I have recommended, so border, let's say 2 pixels. In fact, yes, 2 pixels solid, and we have our green color here. I'm just going to copy this color here. They'll put in a variable, I guess. So the first thing it has that, and if we check now, they will all have, okay, but we want it to be, of course, on 1. We are going to see that, and let's make it 1 pixel. Okay, and then the button in that is also have a different color. So I'm just going to say dot recommended, and then I say button. Okay, and let's give it a background color of this green, and of course we give it also color white. Okay, let's see if it works. Yep, it works. And let's look at that button. It has also a border radius of 5 pixels. So just give it border radius 5 pixels. Okay, just like that. Yep. And what else? And it also has this word recommended on top. Okay, so I'm just going to go here in this, in the package. So just go inside the package, and on top here I'm just going to put a p tag with here the word recommended. Can I write that word recommended for sure? Okay, recommended, and all is in caps. Okay, just give it a small class, and I'm just going to say highlighted. I'm just going to give it this class of highlighted. Is that the spelling of highlighted? Just copy this class of highlighted, and let's come here and give it, so highlighted has a background color of orange. Okay, and let's give it a small padding, top and bottom maybe 0.3. Okay, and here let's give it 1 rem. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, that is how it looks like. Recommended, and it has a color, I think, of white. And let's give it a small border radius of maybe 5 pixels or so. Okay, so that is really looking nice. And let's give it text transform uppercase. Okay, text transform uppercase, like so. And let's give it a font font size, let's give it 0.5 rem. Okay, yep, so just like that. So right now all of them are having the recommended class. Okay, they are having the recommended class, which is not true. We only want the recommended package to have this class, the recommended class. So we can do that by going back to the package, and we use this is recommended to render some of these things. So for instance, here in these classes here, we can just say we can run an if statement here. Okay, on this here, let me just first remove these ones. So I'm just going to put this, and I put backticks. Actually, I'm just going to make an if statement, and I will just say is recommended. So if is recommended is true, if this is true, then what we want is to see two classes, and I can paste these ones. This and this. Okay, if this is true, we want to see to have two classes, package and recommended. Else, we just simply want to have package. We simply want to have the package class. I want you to see this if statement very well. We are trying to control the class depending on the data that is coming using this is recommended. So if is recommended is true, we want to show the recommended class and the package class. Else, we want to remove this recommended and we have only the package. So by doing that, it should take away from all others and it leaves this one. Look at that. Okay, so now the word recommended is still there. Okay, but at least the class is now only on the professional, which is only the recommended. Now we can also remove this text here. Okay, and we can also do an if statement here, and we say if is recommended. Okay, we can just even not doing even a stuff. We can just say if this is true, then we can simply show this. So you can also do an if statement in this way if you have only one side and you don't want to show anything else on the other side. So you can just say if it is recommended, then you can go ahead and show this p tag. Okay, that's what this means. And you can use and. This and it means this and this, they must be true. Like if this is true, then show this. If nothing, then you don't put it. So you see, these ones, they will all go off and we remain with this one. This is really beautiful, and you can control which one to be recommended from the data side. Okay, so if I just come here on monthly and I choose to remove it from professional, okay, I make it false here, and then I go on enterprise and I make it true. Okay, just like that. You just see that it will just shift automatically to this one. Okay, it just shifts like that, but let's just keep this one to false. Okay, and then the professional one is recommended to true. And this is what you call separating the business logic from the code logic. Okay, so that is really looking great. And by the way, this package button, it has a border. It doesn't look really like this. If wanted, we could just remove the background. We give it a background color of white. So you can just come down here and you say package, and then you can select the button that is inside there. And let me make sure this is somewhere after the recommended button. We can just put it down here, and here we have the background color of maybe white, and they just have a border. Okay, maybe 1 pixel solid. gray, just like that. Okay, yeah, so here it is just onto these ones. And then on this we don't need any border. For the recommended button, we can just say border none. We don't want any of that. And if you are liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, and you also you can subscribe to this channel. Okay, you can give thumbs up, and you give also yeah, it is cool, and we really appreciate. So now we have done all the logic here of showing the data onto the UI. The problem is we need a way to click on monthly. Right now, if you click on annually or monthly, these buttons are not working. So that is the logic that is remaining. We want to click on monthly, it shows the monthly packages. When we say on annually, and then switches to annual packages, the prices, they should change here. Really, that is the logic. So what we're just going to do is we are going to bring in state. Okay, so I'm just going to bring in state. So the first thing is come here and create state. Okay, I'm just going to remove this console here. I'm just say const. Okay, and the state we are going to create is actually for the if it is a monthly pricing, so it is a pricing monthly or annually. So we are just going to say set pricing, or you could just create pricing type to understand it, pricing. But yes, let me just leave it on pricing, and here we are going to have another one, set pricing. Okay, and we said this is just simply a variable, and this is a function that changes this variable, and we use this from useState, okay, which is React. Now I'm just going not to change anything so that we first get the error. You see this error, because if I correct it, you might actually suffer with this error. I want it to show the error that is going to show up, so that we fix it together. So now it brings an error like this one. Okay, so they are saying you are importing a component that needs useState. It only works in a client component, but none of its parents are marked with useClient. So they are server components by default. So what they're trying to say is you cannot use React hooks, or we cannot use useState within this component or this page. By default, all pages have been made server-side, or they are server components. So to sort this error is to convert this page into a client component. And to do that, on top here, just put use client. Only that statement just here. Don't put client side or anything, just simply put use client. And with that, it should sort our problem. Okay, just takes some few seconds, and then it is back. Okay, so now we have a state. Okay, we have a state, our pricing. Okay, and by default, since by default when you go to this page is monthly, we are going to set it to be monthly. Okay, so here I'm just going to put here monthly, just like that, because by default it is a monthly pricing. Okay, by default it is monthly. So if I go ahead and I console.log pricing, you will see that the pricing will be monthly, since it is the one which we have put to be by default. And I can just come here, press F12, or just right click to inspect your app. Okay, so just press F12, just like that. And for the responsive, you guys can work on responsive. I'm not going to work on responsive for now. Let me just focus on the logic. Okay, so right now you see that the monthly is there. Okay, so what we want is we are going to attach on these two buttons. We attach our event handlers. We are going to attach only click on each of these ones. So now I know some of you are thinking, okay, so I can add on this one, we are going to add a function. Okay, so here I'm just going to do it a little bit different. If you watched the multi-condition rendering video we did in previously, you just notice we did two functions, one to convert into actually let's first do that so that you understand how we are changing. So I'm just going to say, for instance, I'm just going to say const. So I'm just going to create a function here, and this function is going to say maybe convert to month to monthly. Okay, I guess that one convert to monthly pricing, to make it really very long and understandable. Convert to monthly pricing, and down here is going to use set pricing. Okay, set pricing to monthly. So this one is setting to what? To monthly, just like this. And the second function is going to be convert to annually. So just here put annually pricing, and then setting this to annually, just like that. Okay, so now we call these functions onto these buttons. Okay, we just come to this button. This is a monthly button, and I'm just going to add on click. Okay, I'm just going to add here on click, and then on click we say convert to monthly pricing. So we call this function, we are saying on click is equal this function, so it calls this function, and then the same thing we do it on this. Okay, on click, so just come here on click, and on click we say convert to annual pricing, so we call this function. Okay, so to know that they have worked, we can still check here. We have no errors right now, but I just want to click on these buttons right now. Let me just reload. Okay, I want to reload, and I say click annually, as if there is nothing happening. Are we consoling anything? I want console. Okay, we don't have any console. Okay, so down here let me console pricing. Okay, I want console pricing, and I know what is happening. Okay, so by default so when I click on annually, you see it is saying annually. If I click on monthly, you see it is saying monthly. Okay, so first of all we have two things to control. Okay, now right now what we are doing is we created two functions. Okay, one for converting it to monthly and one converting it to annually. Okay, and there is really, you might not need to do that. We can modify these functions and we use one function. Okay, if you are comfortable with this one, we can just leave it like this, but you could just have something says change pricing. Okay, you can just say change pricing, and how we can do it is I'm just going to leave these two here. If you are comfortable using these ones, just simply use these ones. Okay, I'm just going to give you a minute. I'm just going to give you a better way of doing it. Okay, I'm just going to come here, copy this, put it back on top here, and so instead of change convert to monthly pricing, I'm just going to call it change pricing, and this time is going to be taking in pricing. Okay, so here it takes in the pricing you want, and here it's going to set pricing to pricing. So here I'm just going to change it to pricing. So like what it means is that we have this function which takes in the pricing you want to change to, and then says set pricing to that pricing. So how do we use it this side? Okay, so convert this first one is we are just going to call the same function. So this time we are going to say this, okay, we are going to pass in we are going to call this the function change pricing, but this time we pass in the pricing one, and this one is going to be monthly. Okay, so this one is actually a function. We cannot just come here and we say change pricing, we pass it just like that. We just say you just call this function and simply pass pricing to be monthly, and then I'm just going to go on this annually and also just change this one, run a small function. This is change pricing, and this time pricing is going to be annually, just like that. So let's check if everything is still working the way we want. If I refresh, so you see by default is going to be monthly, as you can see here. So if I click on annual, you see it is actually changing to annual. I click on monthly, is changing to monthly. So we have successfully used one function instead of using two functions here. Now you may think I might just write this. It is okay, but this is more effective and I would better use this one than using those two. And then down here, let me just show you once again how we handled this. So on click, we call a function. So this is also an arrow function which returns this function, and then we pass in the data, and in this case is monthly. And then for this for the annual, we also call the change price function and we pass in the data. So great. So now what we want is the color, as you can see here. Okay, we want this one to be an active state of this button. So I'm just going to go to where we have our buttons. There is where we have our buttons, in the styles, and there is where we have this where is it here, where we had this one as monthly button, and this is one we are going to call this one active. So I'm just going to come here and I will simply change this one to active btn. Okay, I'm just going to call this one active btn. So they will all have what? Or what we can just do is okay, so I'm just going to copy this border radius. I can just simply maybe do what? We can just leave this border radius and we can leave it also on monthly. Okay, but I'm just going to remove this background color and put it on active button. Okay, just create sorry, I'm just going to create here active btn. I'm just going to do this. And this active btn is having background color of green. So right now, if I do that, this should go now here. Yep, this should go, and now you see they all have the same thing. Okay, they all have the same colors and they are just like the same. It's just because we have extracted the background green and color into the active button. The button which will be active is when we want to press this class. Otherwise, they will have their own classes. There is monthly and annually. Okay, just like this. So now let's just go to the page and we'll see how we are going to see. So if I just come to this first button, where is it? Here on these classes here. If I add just active button, just like that. If I add that class, you will see that this one changes back to how it was. Okay, so that means what you want to control is this active button. Okay, this active button should only be present to the one that is active. Okay, yeah, it should just be present to the one which is active. So we can just control it using pricing. So here on this class, I'm just going to remove these classes, first cut them. I'm just going to do an if statement here. So I'm just going to say is if pricing, okay, if pricing is equal to, okay, to monthly, okay, if this is equal to monthly, if this is true, then let's put these two classes. Let me just first put the double quotes. So we want to have these classes. It should have monthly BTN class and the active class. Okay, else then it should have only monthly BTN, just like so. And we can just do the same on the other button here. On where we have this class, just remove it. Okay, so you're going to say if pricing is equal to annually, okay, if pricing is equal to annually, then want to show here the two buttons, we have to show the annually BTN and the active class. It is just put only the annually BTN, just like that, and that should just be enough to change which one is active. And you can see by default monthly is active. Okay, by default monthly is active. If we click on annual becomes active, and you click just like back like that, because we are controlling them using the active state here, the pricing. Okay, that one was somehow easy. Now we come back here to this to the package. Okay, so what we also want to control now is want to control the data. Okay, want to control the data based on which button has been clicked. Okay, or what is going to be rendered. And really what is changing is this monthly. If I put here annually, let me show you. If I say annually pricing, you will see that these prices are going to change. Let me just show you. The prices have changed, 39, 79, this. Okay, so what is really changing is this data here. Okay, the data here is the one which is changing, and we can do an if statement to show which data should be seen here. That those people who complicate this whole thing, what changes only is the data. Everything else remains the same. What is changing the data? And then I'm just going to remove this data, and then I do an if statement. I'm just going to say if package, if pricing, okay, if pricing is equal to for instance monthly, okay, if it is equal to monthly, if this is true, then what I want to show is the monthly pricing, else we should see the annual pricing. Okay, so here monthly, I'm just going to say here monthly pricing. So I don't know if you're understanding this if statement, and you're saying if pricing is equal to monthly, we should see the data should be monthly pricing, else data should be annual pricing. Okay, and whatever we have, we will get out of this, we map through, and then we give the package. That one should be just enough to twist which is there. So let me just refresh, and we have if you meant to render something, objects are not valid, React child found with keys title blah 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 blah. Okay, let's just do this, see what we are doing here. If pricing is this, okay, if pricing is equal to monthly, and then we have let's first look at this in the console F12. Okay, so React will try to recreate this component from scratch, and object with keys title prices recommended. If you meant to render, objects are not valid as React child. I think this we are getting back here is okay. So I don't know if we have to do another. I don't think there is any need of doing any other of that. Okay, so let's just see any other way we can do this. Okay. Okay, so alternatively we can just simply use the if. Okay, they just do this. Okay, I just go back. So this is how it was before. Okay, so we have like annually pricing. Okay, so I'm just going to do the if statement outside. Okay, I'm just going to do the if statement outside. Okay, you can just do the if statement outside. Maybe change that. So inside here, package data, we have the package data. There is no need of changing. Really what is changing is this annual pricing. Okay, so I'm just cut this. Okay, so let me just say if pricing, okay, if pricing is equal to pricing, if this is equal to monthly, okay, if this is true, okay, if this is true, want to do what? Okay, if this is true, and then let me just put this just put something here. Okay, so we have this state here. If pricing is equal to monthly, we want to do to render something. Okay, here I don't know if we can do any return statement like that, and then inside here we do the rendering of monthly. I don't know if that is very possible. Let me just say do monthly pricing dot map. Okay, actually the one we have, I think I copied this. Let me just try to paste it. Okay, it looks like it cannot allow putting another this bracket. Okay, okay, so what we can just do that is simpler is creating another state. I think let me just first put this here. Okay, you just return this. So yes, the simpler way could be just saying, okay, the simpler way is just here, and I could just say const. Let me just see if this one works. So we have data, and then let's say pricing data, and here we have set pricing data, and they just say is equal to use state, and by default we are just going to use any monthly pricing. Okay, pricing data, and then I'm just going to come here down. Instead I use the pricing data. Okay, where is it? Here I'm just going to use pricing data, and this should work because by default here pricing data is equal to monthly pricing. Okay, so just see if that one can give us some good results. Okay, so by default is giving us the monthly data. That is great. Now what we want on click here, when we are changing pricing, okay, we want to change we also want to change the data. Okay, and we can change data based on pricing. Okay, and I can just say if. So here I can just say if. Okay, if pricing is equal to what? If pricing is equal to monthly, so I can just say set pricing data. Okay, I can just say set pricing data to monthly pricing. Okay, if it is like that, else, okay, else set pricing data, set pricing data to set pricing data to monthly pricing. Okay, not to this one is supposed to be annually pricing data. Is it annual pricing data, or is just annual pricing? Just like this. So I'm just basing in this change pricing, I'm just saying if this pricing which comes in is equal to monthly, set the pricing data to monthly pricing, else set this to that. So let's just see if it can do the magic for us. Yeah, so you can see guys, it is doing the magic. Okay, it is doing the magic for us, and we are using this if statement here. At least you are there when I was troubleshooting. I tried all this, and that one shows you I don't plan actually before my videos. I just want to do it, and how I come up with creative ways, you can see it from there. Okay, thank you so much for watching this episode. It might be really longer, but it is worth it. You learn a tons of stuff, how we come to do all these concepts, and how we did everything from scratch. Thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that we can keep on making this content for you. I really like those ones who have subscribed. Thank you so much. You are the one who is keeping us up. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.